for your rights. Listen, man. My daughter's here, Bunny's here with me.
Well, that's why we're here, isn't it? Hopefully there'll be enough expression of opposition to what is happening that the school board will just have a second thought.
I think the teacher's going to be able to do this all year long. It depends how much pressure people put on the system. We need to keep showing up. People need to keep showing up in numbers.
If the students don't stand up and the parents don't stand up, and this is allowed to continue, what's next?
Lincoln J for Rebel News here in Oakville, outside of Oakville Trafalgar High School. Now, some of you may be aware, if you're not, there's been a male teacher who has been sporting ridiculously large prosthetic breasts to class. There's been students who have been capturing videos of the teacher walking around like this. We've spoke with dozens of students since we started investigating this story about just over a week ago, and almost every student we've spoken to has told us they're simply uncomfortable with this teacher being in the school. As you can see behind me, there's a protest where students and protesters from around the community of Oakville have come together to protest this teacher wearing these large prosthetic breasts. Before we get into the video, guys, you can head on over to our website at protectthestudents.ca. Through that website, you can have your voice heard by signing our petition, and through that same website, you can send an email directly to the school board to have your voice heard. Enjoy the video, guys.
I'm here to support the children and to get this garbage out of their schools. Woo!
Out here, the kids are doing a walkout. We were here Friday, and they need a voice, right? They told us that their parents aren't standing up for them. The teachers have them gagged. They're not allowed to speak out against this teacher, right?
Well, I'm here to stand for kids. I'm here to stand for my kids, and I'm here to stand with all these kids here and come under the umbrella of unity. This is a big issue that's been going on for far too long. I've been employed by both school boards, the Catholic board and the public board, and I had to leave that field of work exactly because of the things that are going on today.
I think it's a little strange what this teacher's doing, a little strange. But, you know, there's like a line, I think, for like, you know, tolerance is good. You know, we should tolerate people, right? There's kind of like a line in education that I think should not be crossed, and I think this is definitely crossed. I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference between like people just being transgender and people just having like fetish tits that they just have.
I've been here all week ever since the story broke. I've been here not all day, all week, but I've been here. I want change. I don't know why this has gone to this extent. I don't know why this wasn't stopped on day one.
Sorry to interrupt the video, guys. I just wanted to take this moment to tell you that if you have any tips or information surrounding this ridiculously strange story, please reach out to us at tips@rebelnews.com. That's tips@rebelnews.com. Enjoy the rest of the video.
Such a distraction. It's just dangerous. It's inappropriate. Kids are here to focus on their education, man. Right? Teachers are here about education. And it just doesn't make sense to me that something is brought so distractingly into the classroom and to deter them in any way from their education. They want to focus on that.
I'm here to protect both my children and my children's children and everybody else's.
You know, there's a lot of indoctrination and there's not so much education anymore. And that's why you can see these children out here today willing to skip class, willing to get in trouble, willing to have their parents upset with them to stand up for what's right.
The school sent out a letter to the parents yesterday saying that the kids do have the right to protest, so they're joining us today with the walkout, and we're going to get loud. And we want these teachers out, right? We can't let this spread.
I want to know where the parents are of Oakville. I'm I'm an Oakville citizen. I'm shocked that all the parents aren't out here. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that the teachers haven't walked out. I'm a former teacher. What they're putting in our schools, it's bad. It's bad.
Do you think that anything's going to happen? Do you think they're going to make the teacher ultimately take off the prosthetic breast, or do you think it's going to keep on going?
I think that changing the dress code doesn't even touch on the issue. I think the issue is that the school board is protecting sexual behavior in the schools, period. I mean, dress code would be an improvement.
I'm going to be real with you. I think the teachers here are afraid to lose their jobs. You know, like they don't want to get fired, so they're not going to come out here. I think it only takes one teacher to like come out here for the rest too, unless they agree, which, you know, that there's two options here. Either they agree that the teacher should not be fired, or they just don't want to lose their jobs.
I'm disappointed that nothing's happened so far, and I don't want to make any predictions, but if the students don't stand up and the parents don't stand up and this is allowed to continue, what's next?
Well, that's why we're here, isn't it? Hopefully there'll be enough expression of opposition to what is happening that the school board will just have a second thought. And we don't wish any harm to the person involved. I don't know their name, or I'd call them that. But this is nothing personal.
No, this has generated international attention, and it's disgusting. Once you hear from the kids themselves, especially girls, saying how humiliated they are that a grown man is walking around like this, that's enough, right?
I think the teacher's going to be able to do this all year long. It depends how much pressure people put on the system. We need to keep showing up. People need to keep showing up in numbers, and people need to stand for these kids. It's very disappointing to me to see all these children here standing, and I don't see one parent standing with them. But that's why we're all here today, to let them know that we're here for them, whether they're being judged by parents or other people in the community, that will stand beside them.
If a man wanted to put a big cucumber down his pants and walk around all day, would that be acceptable?
Is broke! Woke 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 is broke!
I think these students are fantastic. I think they're brave, and I think they're starting to realize that there's people out there that have their back. Because these students, you know, when you're young, you're afraid of being made fun of by your peers, but fortunately for them, most of us have been made fun of by our peers for 2 years now, so we're happy to stand here and get called names and stick up for them.
They're awesome. But you can see the fear. They didn't want to hold this sign, so I said, I'll take it.
I have nothing but admiration for these kids. If they're calling out to the adults and saying, would you please come and support us and help us get back to educating in our classrooms, then I'm with them 100%. I'll be here all day and all night if I have to be. That would be great.
They're amazing. So they gave me such a great welcome when I got in here. So it just shows that we're doing the right thing, and this needs to be done, and it has to happen fast because we don't want this to spread, right?
I think the students have a lot of integrity. They show a lot of courage. They show a lot of strength. And I like to see that they're not afraid to stand for what they believe in, because that's something we need to focus on these days.
Honestly, I think they just want to skip class. I'm going to be real with you. I'm entirely real with you. They just don't want to be in class.
Thanks so much for watching the video, guys. If you agree that this teacher should not be showing up to class dressed like this and teaching students, you can head on over to our website at protectthestudents.ca. Through that website, you can sign our petition, you can have your voice heard, and through that same website, you can send a direct email to the Halton District School Board, and you can let them know that this is simply not right. Thanks again for watching the video, guys.